Human beings only have two ways to deal with one another: reason and force. If you want me to do something for you, you have a choice of either convincing me via argument or force me under threat of force. Every human interaction falls into one of those two categories without exception. Reason or force, that's it. In a truly moral and civilized society, people exclusively interact through persuasion. Force has no place as a valid method of social interaction, and the only thing that removes force from the menu is the personal firearm, as paradoxical as it may sound to some. When I carry a firearm, you cannot deal with me by force. You have to use reason to try to persuade me because I have a way to negate your threat. The firearm is the only personal weapon that puts a 100-pound woman on equal footing with a 220-pound attacker, or a 75-year-old retiree on equal footing with a 19-year-old gangbanger, or a person confronted by more than one would-be robber. The firearm removes the disparity in physical strength, size, or numbers between a potential attacker and a defender. People who argue for the banning of arms ask for automatic rule by the young, the strong, and the many, and that's the exact opposite of a civilized society. A robber, even an armed one, can only make a successful living in a society where the state has granted him a force monopoly. The firearm is the only weapon that's as lethal in the hands of an octogenarian as it is in the hands of a weightlifter. It simply wouldn't work as well as a force equalizer if it wasn't both lethal and easily employable. When I carry a firearm, I don't do so because I'm looking for a fight, but because I'm looking to be left alone. The personal firearm at my side means that I cannot be forced, only persuaded. I don't carry it because I'm afraid, but because it enables me to be unafraid. It doesn't limit the actions of those who would interact with me through reason, only the actions of those who would do so by force. It removes force from the equation, and that's why carrying a personal firearm is a civilized act. So the truly moral and civilized society is one where all citizens can be armed and can only be persuaded, never forced. These are not my words, but the words of Major Caudle, U.S. Marine Corps retired. I salute you, Major Caudle, and you should too. Our founding fathers knew this lesson well, having been forced to comply with tyrannical despots in their native land. They saw the need of the armed citizen and sought to guarantee all Americans their God-given right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness by inclusion of the Second Amendment to our Constitution.